Hoping everybody can hear me. Um, this is 2K23 test stream. Um, this is a little bit of a relaxed stream. Reason why I'm doing this is because I've been having issues with YouTube. Um, it'll say I'm broadcasting when afterwards I don't see anything on the channel. So we're doing this to see what happens, and then we're gonna go from there. So I'm actually looking at my computer and it says that I'm live. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to reveal some of the stars that you will see on this year's uh, episodes of Showcase. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna show you who we have so far. So starting off, we have Olga. Now, Olga, you may have seen her briefly on TCW. She is now over here in SAW. And she will be involved in women's tag team. And we'll get to that here a bit later. Aaron Cassidy, um, rising star in the defunct NGW. You may have seen him in 3WA, making waves around EFED. Aaron Cassidy has signed. We also have Steel Academy's own Aaron Sparks. You may have seen him say something about Sparks Fly. Well, that's him. We also have Aaron Wade, one third of the Wade family, the Wade dynasty, if you will. We also have Akira Yamada. Um, you may have seen her in TWC. She is also contracted over here. Alex King, AK-47. She was also in TCW for a brief bit last season, season 6 in TCW. She is now over here, going to be competing. Alexia Page. Alexia Page was. Whoops, hang on a minute. I'm doing something here. Hang on. Alexia Page was signed to TCW, I think on the Vortex roster, if I'm not mistaken. But she is now over here. Alexis Lockhart. Alexis Lockhart is a TCW Hall of Famer, multiple time champion over there. She is also going to be in the women's tag team division, as well as singles. Alexis Lockhart. We also have Alicia Jackson, new signee from TCW. We also have new this year, Allison Anagasaki. I'm hoping I didn't butcher that. She was also in TCW. Alan Wade, Aaron Wade's brother. Two of the three members of the Wade dynasty. I should say four because we have Sarah Wade as well. Amanda Tyler. Amanda Tyler is Alexis Lockhart's tag team partner. Now, these two women right here will be used individually and as a tag team. So, Amanda Tyler. Amaya Black, independent star that we signed. Now, we have Amber Blake twice for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but we have Amber Blake. Amber Blake, we all know, is a Steel Academy original. She will tell you how she feels and don't care what you think of it. Um, she calls herself the Red Rose, and she calls herself that for a reason. Amber has won titles everywhere she's went. Um, she held the NGW and 3WA. Oh, excuse me, yawning. I should be yawning, but anyway. NGW and 3WA women's championships at the same time. What's going on, Brian? How you doing? Thanks for popping in there, buddy. I appreciate you. Brian, this is basically, we're going through what Steel Academy's roster is going to be for 2K23. So I'm glad you're popping in, and glad you're tuning in. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, and make sure you comment. And also, Brian, you might be seeing some people uh, from TCW as well. So uh, we do have talent scouts that go all over. So Amber Taylor is also signed with her other two sisters. Amber Taylor's made waves in IWA, TCW, XCW, basically all over EFED. So Amber Taylor. We also have Andre Prince. Andre Prince is an IWA original, mate, making his comeback. Andrew Miller, the villain, Andrew Miller. If you notice the Plague Doctor mask on him, that's Andrew Miller original. Andrew Miller is much like Amber Blake. Andrew has won titles everywhere he went. HWA, IWA, NGW, 3WA, basically everywhere he's went. Um, and he's held multiple world championships in different locations as well. CSWA, I know he's had a title over there. So Andrew Miller has signed as SAW. Angelina Douglas, you might have noticed her in TCW. Angelina Douglas is over here this year. Anthony Marcus. Anthony Marcus is getting to be a big name over in IWA right now. So, Anthony Marcus. Antoine Briggs. Antoine Briggs is a new signee from TCW. New created this year. So, Antoine Briggs. Oksana Barrett. Oksana Barrett is a known associate to Anthony Marcus. Oksana Barrett is Mark Barrett's wife. Um, Mark Barrett has taken a wrestling sabbatical to gather his thoughts and himself, and Oksana is getting her name out there. So Oksana Barrett. Azrael Sakamoto, the Sakamoto sisters, one of them anyway, from TCW. Becca Kaplan. Becca Kaplan is also from TCW. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, Becca Kaplan comes to us from VWE, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta say that right. Bella Lockjaw. Bella Lockjaw is also from NGW and IWA and 3WA. All three of them combined. Um, as you can tell, she's a submission expert. If she doesn't knock you out, she will make you pass out. Bella Lockjaw. Bobby Wade. I had mentioned Aaron and Alan. This is the third member of the Wade family, the Wade dynasty, if you will. Brenda Sorossi. I'm hoping I didn't butcher that. Um, she will also be in the women's tag team division with her tag team partner, which will be revealed here later. Brittany Taylor. You've seen Amber Taylor earlier. This is two members of the. Yeah, she is. She is really good at submissions. Um, Brittany Taylor, you've seen Amber earlier. This is Brittany. This is the second member of the Taylor sisters. There's three of them. Cassidy Gray is Cassidy is a independent star that has signed with us. Charlie Phillips is another indie star that signed with us. Charlotte, I had mentioned Sarah Wade. Sarah Wade and Charlotte are known as legit bosses over in IWA, and that's where they'll be here too. Charlotte and Sarah Wade will be used individually and as a tag team. Christian Rude. Christian Rude is Steel Academy officials don't know much about Christian Rude, but we all know he's signed a contract, so we'll see how he does this year. Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie is known in IWF. Hooks Malone's Fed. You may have seen her in TCW as well. Cutie Pie is here. Dakota Quinn. Um, Dakota Quinn debuted last year over in TCW. Made quite the name for herself, and she is back. That's right, Brian, the Dollhouse. I got a couple members, the Dollhouse, and that's what they'll be used as. Um, I don't know if you've seen it earlier, Brian, but Cutie Pie and Olga will be the Dollhouse for Steel Academy. Um, Dakota Quinn is from also TCW. Um, David Payne. David Payne comes to us from Mayhem Academy. Um, not many people know about Mayhem Academy, but Steel Academy does. We're going to see how he does this year. Devin Wade, the operator of NGW, New Next Generation Wrestling. Devin Wade is signed with Steel Academy. Steel Academy is a big supporter of all EFED, not just one. Diana Blackwell. Diana Blackwell is, from what we know, Diana Blackwell is, and we're being told that she's related to Hannah Blackwell, which is a Steel Academy original student. So we will find out that this year if she really is or not. Or if Diana Blackwell is just trying to play mind games. Diana Frost. Diana Frost is IWA Women's Tag Team Champions currently. You might have seen her in NGW for a brief bit and 3WA for a brief bit. But Diana Frost is over here. Dirty Liv Erico is making a debut here in SAW. And she will be the third member of the Dollhouse for Steel Academy. DTM. DTM reluctantly signed a contract for Steel Academy, given the history between Ryan Steele and DTM. Um, but DTM is a man that will speak his mind, um, and whether you like it or not. He is called the Pipe Bomb God. He's not called that for nothing, folks. I just put it that to you that way. Emma Brooks is another independent star that has signed with us. Like I said, we are a big supporter of EFED, and we are a big supporter of the wrestling industry, period. And that includes independent scenes. So if you're an independent star, you have want to get your name out there any way you can, Steel Academy will support you. And this is one of them. Emma Marie. Emma Marie. Now, Emma Marie, I don't know many people know about Emma Marie, but Emma Marie has a famous phrase that she likes to call everybody. And yes, I'm going to say it on stream. She likes to call everybody a dumb bitch. That's just her point of view on everybody, and that's her point of view on society. Um, but Emma Marie is a Steel Academy original. Now, I don't know if you noticed the difference between DTM and this one here. But Felicity Faith and DTM are related. Felicity Faith is DTM's daughter. So, as you can tell, Felicity reluctantly signed with Steel Academy as well as her father. Viad Deirdre. I'm hoping I didn't butcher that too much from TCW. But we had her tag team partner a minute ago, Brenda Cersei. So that's her partner. And I've got to get the tag name for that. They are called a tag team name, and I forget about it. Hi, Sander. How we doing there, buddy? Fenchie Belaska is from IWF and TCW, um, and TWC. Made her debut in TWC this year as well. So Fenchie Belaska. Haley Perez is another indie star that we support that has signed with us. Um, she did good in her tryout match, and we gave her a short contract. See how she does. Hannah Blackwell. Now, if you don't know who Hannah Blackwell is, there's something wrong with you. Hannah Blackwell is the leader of the most, I think, the most dominant women's faction in all of EFED. And if you don't know who I'm talking about the system. Yes, I'm talking about System X. Hannah, Laura, and Victoria are all multiple time women's tag team champions, multiple time women's champions in their own right. So if you hear the name System X, Hannah, Laura, and Victoria are soon to follow. Now, one female that does not like System X, Victoria is up, Sander. She is up on CC right now. SAW 23, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the one of the people that don't like System X is Harmony. Now, Harmony, you may have heard that name um, in NGW with a group known as RAM, Rise Above Men, and we all know System X gave them their first loss, and RAM has not forgotten that. And there's going to be some history on the roster. I can already sense it right now between Harmony and System X and the rest of RAM. So stay tuned for that one. Heather Little is another independent star that we signed. Jacqueline Goodwin is 2/3 of RAM. All right, Brian. Good night there, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you, man. Jacqueline Goodwin is 2/3 of the group called RAM. I'm sure we'll run across the third member here soon. I'm glad you're still here, Sander. I appreciate you. Jason Trench. Jason Trench, you may have seen him over in NGW while it was still running. Jason Trench is trying to make his way into EFED. I don't think Jason won any titles in NGW, but he won some matches. Jennifer Raymond is another independent star that we signed. JP3. We all know JP3 is a known associate to DTM and the original member of the original High Voltage. Steel Academy had their own version. And JP3's like, no, I don't want those two guys. So stay tuned for that. JP3 is gonna pick two new members of his own High Voltage, and that he's gonna lead his own High Voltage. Kenji Suzuki is also from TCW this year, making his debut. We don't know much about him. We know that he is an unorthodox competitor in the ring, so we will see what happens this year. Kimberly Winters is, I do believe, the last independent star that we signed. Kimberly Winters making her debut this year. Kurt Evans. Now, Kurt Evans, you may have seen Kurt briefly in 3WA early last year. Now, Steel Academy officials liked what they seen, and they got a hold of Mr. Kurt Evans, and they signed Mr. Kurt Evans to a contract. So Kurt Evans is here in SAW. Laura Peterson. We all know Laura is best friends with Hannah and Victoria. So Laura Peterson is also here, given that she's a Steel Academy original and Ryan Steele's girlfriend. Lori is the third member of the group known as RAM. So I mentioned System X and RAM not liking each other, so we'll see how that plays out this year. Lucille Gonzalez, I correct myself. We did sign a few more, and Lucille Gonzalez was one of them. Madison Gray is another. And actually, the tryout match that we gave them, these two were a tag team, and they did pretty good together. So we might end up throwing them in a tag team again to see how they do. Mercedes Tolos. Mercedes Tolos is from IWA. Had a really good run as women's champion over there in IWA. And Steel Academy officials liked what they seen, and they signed her to a contract. Yeah, Sander. And I like interesting. I like different. I like new. So Mike James making his name in EFED as King of Hardcore in 3WA and IWA. In 3WA, he's had a short feud with Brandon Johnson, the tall drink of water, as I would like to call him. Yeah, anybody that's taller than me, you know. Anyway, Nancy Elliott. Nancy Elliott is has her tag team partner here, and I'm not sure what their name is, but her tag team partner is here in a few minutes. But Nancy Elliott is also here. She's also from TCW. Nikita Ventura is a independent star that we signed, making her debut. We have a lot of debuts, some returns, Nora has signed with Steel Academy. Sanders, Nora has signed. I don't know what you think of that, but Nora has signed. Omar Tawfik is been seen in 3WA and NGW before NGW went defunct. Um, Omar Tawfik making his wave in EFED, debuted last year. Got some good wins in 3WA and came back this year. So Omar Tawfik, Rhea Rhea Williams is Nancy Elliott's partner. So we will see these two in women's tag team. Probably up against System X at one point, if not one of the other teams. And one of the other teams I have is Reckless, Riley, and Roxy Rex. Sander, I hate to tell you, you already signed with us, buddy. So we have Roxy and Riley Rex, known as Reckless. Very, very uh, different tag team here with Riley and Roxy. Of course, we have the owner and operator of Steel Academy, Ryan Steele. We have Sander Cool. Now, Sander, I don't know if you're still here or not, but I don't know if Nora's gonna be your sister or your girlfriend, or wife, whatever you want to call her. But I need to know, that way I don't goof it up this year. So if you want to let me know, Sander, if it's going to be your wife or sister, please let me know. Um, that way I can follow along. And while you're doing that, we also have Legit Boss's other member, Sarah Wade. I had mentioned. Okay, thank you. That's what I was wanting to know. Appreciate that. Sarah Wade will be used individually and as a tag team with Charlotte this year. Shelly Madison is debuting this year from TCW. Sophia Everett is another independent star that we signed, as well as Stephanie Styles. Taryn Williams is from TWC. Uh, Taryn Williams like to calls herself the One, and we giving her a chance to prove that. So she can prove that. The one line that I remember, I was in the office when she was in there, and the one line she told the officials is, "I am the only one you need." So we'll find out why she calls herself the One. Taylor Sky is another independent star that we signed. Tia Gallaretto, I'm hoping I didn't butcher that, is from TCW, making her debut this year. And Tiffany, we all know Tiffany is associated with DTM to some extent. Tiffany has been seen in NGW before it went defunct and 3WA. Tiffany Taylor, the third member of the Taylor sisters, will be used as a faction and separately. Trisha Cage in TCW. Also been used in VWE. Victoria Emerson, the third member of System X, and the girlfriend to Hannah Blackwell. Violet Everett, the sister to Sophia Everett, who you seen earlier. Now, I want you to ignore that. That was an accidental. Yeah, we'll move on. Xander Hex. Xander Hex is a dominated in his tryout match, so we signed him. So that, ladies and gentlemen, so far is your 2K23 Steel Academy roster. Now,